consistent with accounts from Flavius Josephus, historian in the 1st century after Jesus, wrote about all Jewish sects at the time: Essenes, Sadducees, Pharisees, but Essenes were the most religious. Yep. So, who wrote the Dead Sea Scrolls? Who wrote the Dead Sea Scrolls? This grand composition, exalted tradition, who could have written the Dead Sea Scrolls? Well, nobody knows, nobody knows. This beautiful prose says author unknown, nobody knows. Nobody knows. Yeah. A priest by the name of Father Roland Devaux took to Essene theory like a skier to snow. He started Qumran's first excavation and found much evidence to validate it. He found pools as described in community rule and tools like those found in the caves with the scrolls. And the architecture, it lacks sophistication, consistent with a lack of material motivation. While Suka, Nick, and Devaux were the Essene theory pioneers over the years, they were joined by most of their peers. Antiquarian Orit Shamir noted textiles found with the scrolls match the Essene style, simple linen, nothing wild. Who wrote the Dead Sea Scrolls? Who wrote the Dead Sea Scrolls? Nobody knows, nobody knows, nobody knows. This beautiful prose says author unknown, nobody knows, nobody knows. But Essene theory, it had its detractors. As science evolves, count for new factors. Archaeologist Yuval Pelik argues Qumran's supposed spiritual baths were just a place for clay to amass instead of a place for holy writing. It was simply a place for pottery providing. Yes. John Gunaweg of Hebrew University added to the Essene theory uncertainty. He chemically analyzed the clay in the pots holding the scrolls. And half the clay from Qumran, it was not. Nothing worthwhile is simple on the surface. Many fight the mystery, try to unearth it. But isn't the question really where the worth is? Isn't the question really where the worth is? So one more time, let me tell you, let me ask you that is. Who wrote the Dead Sea Scrolls? Who wrote the Dead Sea Scrolls? This grand composition, exalted tradition, who could have written the Dead Sea Scrolls? Nobody knows. This beautiful prose is author unknown. Nobody knows.